Imagine, if you can, waking up from a 1,000-year sleep. What would the world look like? It's a question that stirs the mind, isn't it? This idea, as fantastical and far-flung as it may sound, is what we're about to delve into. We'll be journeying through time, unraveling the mysteries of a world that's slept through a millennium. The excitement is palpable, the unknown thrilling. So, let's strap in, hold on to our hats, and commence our journey into the future. A millennium in sleep. Think about the technological advancements that could occur. Over the course of 1,000 years, the landscape of technology could be entirely unrecognizable by today's standards. Imagine a world where artificial intelligence has not just been perfected, but is commonplace. We're not just talking about voice assistants that can order your groceries or self-driving cars. We're envisioning a world where AI has permeated every aspect of our lives. Education could be entirely personalized to each student's learning style, with AI educators adapting in real time to optimize understanding. In healthcare, AI doctors could diagnose conditions with a precision and speed that far outstrips human capability. And then there's space colonization. 1,000 years from now, it's not unreasonable to think that we might have established colonies on other planets or even other star systems. Imagine waking up, not to the sunrise but to the light from an alien star, or the glow of a distant nebula. In 1,000 years, the phrase world traveler could have a completely different meaning. What about communication? We've already seen the internet revolutionize how we interact with each other. 1,000 years from now, we could have developed technology that allows us to communicate instantaneously, no matter where in the universe we are. Perhaps we'll even have figured out a way to communicate with other intelligent life forms, if we've found them. Transportation could also be revolutionized. We could have teleportation, or ultra-high-speed travel that makes a journey across the globe, or even the universe, as quick as a trip across town is today. These are just a few examples of how technology could evolve over the course of a millennium. The possibilities are as numerous as they are exciting, and they could shape society in ways we can't even begin to imagine. It's mind-boggling to think about, isn't it? But that's just the start. But what about our planet? What about the climate? As we journey through the realm of 1,000-year slumber, we must consider the state of our environment. Climate change, a pressing issue of our current era, will not cease to exist in our absence. Imagine for a moment the world of 1,000 years from now. With the continuous emission of greenhouse gases, the Earth's temperature could rise significantly, leading to a myriad of environmental challenges. The polar ice caps, those vast frozen reserves at the top and bottom of our world, could melt entirely. This isn't just a cosmetic change, it would mean a drastic rise in sea levels. Many of our coastal cities, those glittering metropolises by the sea, could be swallowed up, vanishing beneath the waves. But it doesn't stop there. Along with rising sea levels, we could see an increase in extreme weather events. Storms, hurricanes, heat waves, all could become more frequent and more severe. Imagine a world where hurricanes are the norm, not the exception, where heat waves are so common they're simply called summer. And then there's the issue of drought. As temperatures rise, evaporation rates would increase, causing many parts of the world to become drier. This could lead to widespread water shortages and crop failures. Imagine the parched earth, cracked and barren, where once there were lush fields and flowing rivers. We might also see shifts in ecosystems and the extinction of many species unable to adapt to these rapid changes. The world's biodiversity, that rich tapestry of life that makes our planet so unique, could be reduced dramatically. But remember, this is not a prophecy of doom. It's a wake-up call, a projection of what could happen if we continue on our current path. By understanding the potential consequences of our actions, we can work to change our course and create a future where our planet continues to thrive. A dramatically different planet awaits us after our 1,000-year slumber. Our world as we know it might be transformed, but it's not too late for us to write a different story. And society? How would it evolve? As time marches forward, the societal fabric weaves and transforms itself in ways that can be both profound and subtle. In a span of 1,000 years, it's conceivable that our social structures and cultural values would undergo considerable metamorphoses. Imagine the languages of today. English, Spanish, Mandarin, and Arabic, among others, dominate our global discourse. But over 1,000 years, new dialects and languages might arise, born from the fusion of present-day tongues and the advent of new technologies. Just as Latin gave way to the Romance languages, our current lexicons may evolve into forms we might not recognize today. And then there's the realm of ideologies. The philosophical and moral frameworks that guide our societies today could be reshaped, replaced, or even rendered obsolete. New schools of thought, molded by the challenges and experiences of future generations, might rise to prominence. These ideologies could redefine our notions of ethics, justice, freedom, and equality, altering the course of human civilization. The political landscape, too, is subject to change. The nation-states of today might give way to different forms of governance, perhaps even global or interstellar entities. Our understanding of democracy, sovereignty, and power could be fundamentally redefined, shaped by the pressing issues of the future and the collective wisdom of 1,000 years. Economically, we could see a transition from our current capitalist systems to new economic models. These could be based on resource abundance, technological advancements, or a more equitable distribution of wealth. The very concept of work might change, with artificial intelligence and automation playing a significant role. In essence, the society we would wake up to after a 1,000-year slumber would likely be radically different from the one we know today. It would be shaped by a millennium of experiences, innovations, trials, and triumphs. It would be a world sculpted by the hands of countless generations, each leaving their indelible mark. As society evolves, so too does the world we wake up to. Waking up, we find ourselves in a new reality. Imagine stirring from a 1,000-year slumber, finding the world as you knew it has changed beyond recognition. The first challenge we'd face is adapting to these new conditions and societal changes. This isn't just about getting used to the latest tech gadgets or understanding new political systems. It's about grasping fundamental changes in human behavior, communication, and values. We would also be confronting the loss of knowledge and memory from sleeping generations. Imagine waking up without a past, without history. Our collective memory, the wealth of knowledge accumulated over centuries, would be lost in the fog of the long sleep. We would need to learn about our own past, as if it were a foreign land. We would become explorers in time, piecing together fragments of history, trying to comprehend who we were and how we lived. Yet, despite these challenges, there would be an undeniable excitement about exploring a new world. The thrill of discovery, the joy of learning, the exhilaration of encountering new ideas and possibilities. We would be pioneers in our own time, venturing into the great unknown with courage and curiosity. We would need to master new skills and develop new ways of thinking to navigate this brave new world. We would have to be quick learners, adaptable and resilient. We would need to cultivate empathy and understanding, as we would be dealing with cultures and societies that may be drastically different from what we knew. And yet, despite these challenges, there would be opportunities. Opportunities to learn, to grow, to create, to innovate. The new reality might be unfamiliar and daunting, but it would also be a fertile ground for new ideas, new connections, and new ways of living. A brave new world indeed, but one filled with both excitement and challenges. We would be strangers in our own land, but we would also be pioneers, explorers, learners. We would have the chance to shape this new world, to make it our own, and that, in itself, is an incredibly exciting prospect. So, what questions does this journey raise? Let's take a moment to reflect on the voyage we've just undertaken, a journey through 1,000 years of slumber, and the world that might await us upon awakening. First, we might wonder what aspects of our present world we would miss. Would it be the familiar faces of loved ones, the comforting sense of routine, or perhaps the taste of our favorite foods? Maybe even the simple pleasure of watching the sun rise and set, a sight that would be radically different in the world of the future. Secondly, can future generations learn from our mistakes? We've seen the potential impact of climate change and technological advancements, but could our descendants avoid the pitfalls we've fallen into, or are we doomed to repeat history even after 1,000 years? And finally, what skills would we need to adapt to this changing world? It's not just about surviving but thriving in this brave new world. Would we need to be more technologically savvy, more adaptable, or perhaps even more empathetic to navigate the societal changes? But remember, this is all a thought experiment, a journey of the mind. After all, the journey of 1,000 years begins with a single sleep. Sweet dreams.